Hey guys, this is your realtor Shan from eXp Realty, and I have TJ, the home inspector. He's been in the business for over 13 years now and has done over 10,000 inspections. So TJ, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's TJ from iInspect GTA. I've been doing this for a little bit over 13 years and over 10,000 inspections completed. I work with Shan regularly, so we're just gonna go through a few things about condominium inspections.
Yeah. And what are you seeing lately? I think the last 2 years you might have seen a lot of inspection, especially there's no offers that's without a inspection condition. So what are you seeing, and then what would you tell the viewers on how important the inspection is?
It's been very busy, conditional inspections. It's a buyer's market, right? So everybody's going to put a financing condition, an inspection condition. For example, today is January 4th, 2025. This is my 4th inspection today. So never before have I had 4 condo inspections in a day at all. It's usually 1, 2 maybe, but 4 today, for example. 2 in downtown Toronto, 1 at Dufferin and Lawrence, and then here we are in Brampton. So everybody's putting it like this. Most people and some realtors I know, they usually recommend don't do an inspection on a condominium, right? But I don't think that's the correct thing to say. You should leave it up to the buyer, first of all. They're the ones investing their life savings in buying a property. So for $300-400 to inspect a condominium to get that peace of mind, I think is completely worth it when you're investing 5, 6, 7, 800, 900, $1 million, $2 million even. Like I've done $2 million condos even, right? So they have a satisfaction, they have a peace of mind, and then they know what they're getting themselves into. For example, this condominium that we just did with Shan, there's some exhaust fan issues. So the kitchen exhaust fan is not working properly, right? And then the bathroom exhaust fans are extremely loud, and it looks like the motor is gonna go. So that's like a $500 to $1,000 each issue, right?
And
so
then,
now you can.
That's something that we are getting ourselves into, knowing that the issue is there, and you're going to obviously suggest the clients what the remediation is, and then they get into the market knowing what's going to happen.
What's going to happen, and also now you can possibly even go back to the sellers, try to negotiate these things, right? Either get it replaced or give a price reduction. So options open up when you have inspection conditions, right?
There are obviously, as you said, some agents don't recommend the inspection because if there were to be something found, the deal falls apart or whatever, right? But it is 100% highly recommended. You always have that inspection condition just to be supportive of whatever the decision that the buyers are going to make. If not this property, it could be another one, but inspection is always necessary. In terms of the major issues, and what have you seen in this past 13 years?
When it's something major is when I usually tell a client, like, I don't recommend you proceeding with this house. That's usually something that's a structural issue, right? It could be 30, 40, 50,000. Sometimes it's not even worth buying it because the house is literally collapsing. So I haven't come across anything major like that. I think maybe 10 or 15 times I've told the client, like, I don't think you should buy this house flat out, just because I'm like, it's not even safe. Right? All the other times, there's always problems with houses, and then it's just the way you approach it and remediate it. Some people will go into a house and it'll just be a complete disaster house. But I've had clients that look at it and see the potential behind it because they're renovators. So they go and they're like, we're buying this for $200,000 less. I just have to spend $100,000 and renovate it, and then I'll flip it, for $100,000 in 3 months. So it really narrows down to the buyer. And then I have clients go into a house and they'll see like a hole in the wall, and they're just like completely panicked, even though it's something very minor, right? So you meet all kinds of people, and there's so many different people. So the way that they look at it and the way they look at it.
And in terms of the gadgets that you use on a daily basis just to do these inspections, what would the list of things be, and then what could you find the findings would be about?
This is one of them. This is a thermal imaging camera by Flare. This one makes my life a lot easier in terms of finding leaks, finding drafts, cold spots, missing insulation in walls. We can't break walls to see if there's insulation behind it or not, right? So the thermal imaging camera is basically almost like an X-ray camera, So it senses heat, it senses cold air, temperature differences, and through that you can see moisture, humidity. Also take readings of the vents. So if like when the furnace is on, you can see, okay, this vent is blowing hot air at 30 degrees or whatever. Or if the vice versa, if it's the air conditioner working, then like, okay, it's blowing at 12 degrees or 15 degrees, right? So we know that if an air conditioner is on and the cold air coming out of that vent, for example, is it feels cool, but then when I take a reading and it's blowing 20 degrees or more, that means that air is not cold enough. So something is off with the air conditioner. It's not cooling properly. They're expensive, but it literally is an investment. It makes my life easier, and it helps me make less mistakes, right? When I'm inspecting a house. Because we have limited 2 hours to try and go through a whole house, 3 hours sometimes depending on the size of the house. But not every single thing is found at a home inspection. We try our best, but we're not allowed to move furniture. We're not allowed to break walls. So sometimes when you start renovating and breaking walls, then you start seeing defects behind it, and then you have clients calling about that sometimes. And inspection basically says it's a visual inspection of what we can see, not what we can break and move, because that's not our home inspection code of conduct.
Okay, fair enough. Right. And the best part about working with TJ is that he's always available, and then this inspection, for instance, he's gonna get us the report by tonight or even first thing in the morning. Like, he's very good at what he does, and I'll have his contact information added below. Please feel free to reach him, and if you have any real estate needs, give me a call at 647-966-9396. Thanks, TJ.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.